Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, as usual, have to invite everyone in. If you've been hanging around, if you've been in the comments, still not subscribed, listen, this is all you got to do. Go in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast. I'm telling you. You know what? It's dragging me, but I am absolutely going to get back on top. And I thank y'all for the thumbs up for helping me. Yes, keep it up because it is helping. Also, I want to give a shout out to all the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all are doing an excellent job, and I thank you so very much for that. Over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look around there. Look around. It's somewhere down there. It is the super thanks button. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some shout outs. And first up is my girl, Yulette, who is always coming through. She is so faithful. I don't know what I did, but I'm so glad I did it because she is such a vital part of this community and this tribe. And I am just over the moon that she continues to participate. She is in those comments every day. She is coming through every day. She is down with the read, ride or die, ride or die. I couldn't ask for more. So thank you, Yulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And next is Miss Kat Harlan. Yes, Kat came through. Kat is everything. She is so cool with that cool name. She's always in the comments and she is so knowledgeable. She is always thought-provoking. She is. You read her comments, you have to think about it. Yeah, that is a good point. Kat is everything. And I am so grateful and so thankful that she is a part of this community, this tribe. So thank you, Kat. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for coming through. Yes, and being here. And next up is someone I say good morning to every morning. She is always showing me love, and that is Hawa Jane. Yes, Hawa is always in the comments. She is always dropping the knowledge. She is always in there just chopping it up with the rest of the readers. She is so faithful, and I am so lucky to have her. She comes every day. She never misses, and I am so appreciative that she is a part of this tribe. So thank you, Howard Jane. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we're going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to Yulette, to Kat Harlem, to Howard Jane. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being so faithful. Thank you for riding with the read like you do. I appreciate it so very much. So thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, that is where I have been today. Yes, and it's some interesting things going on. It is. Y'all know we can always find something to talk about. And of course, I have done so today. It's some news coming out about our prince. Yes, he is going to be at a summit in Washington, D.C., and we're going to talk about that. And Megan has a surprise in store for us for Valentine. Y'all know we talked about this, and it is happening. It is. And yes, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Kim K. I am not a fan of the Kardashians, but she did come out and clear up some things about Harry and Meghan attending Kris Jenner's birthday party and what went down with the pictures. Yeah, she came out and cleared some of that up. Well, all of it, really. She cleared it up. And so I guess you can absolutely be okay with that, but I cannot take those Kardashians. I cannot, but okay. And Kitty has been doing some things. She has been out and about, and the British media is just propping her up for the smallest mediocre things that you can absolutely imagine. And it is a hoot. It is. It makes me cackle. And the squatties are absolutely dragging her about it, and we're going to talk about that. And we got some other stuff we're going to talk about too. Y'all know we always got some tidbits in there that we're going to talk about. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Let's get started. I'm going to try not to keep y'all long, but I tell you one thing, I will keep you entertained. All right, y'all, we're going to start with this. I'm going to put it up. And look at this. Yes, our prince is going to be the keynote speaker at the IAPP Global Summit 2026. Sussex Community Events posted this and said, from the IAPPIG, in honor of Data Privacy Day, we're excited to announce that Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, will join us on the main stage at IAPP Global Summit 2026. In his keynote, Prince Harry will share his insight on whether today's digital world is breaking or bridging society and the role we can play in reshaping the future. Don't miss it. Register today at the link in our bio. Yes, Harry is going to be in Washington, D.C. He is going to give the keynote, and I just believe it is going to be so good. In the comments, I was talking to one of the readers, and we were talking about how Willie and Charles married women that wouldn't overshadow them. And I was telling this particular reader that it's not that Harry married someone that overshadows him. Harry married someone that was equal to him. Harry is an extraordinary human being. He really is. And he married another extraordinary human being. And they don't have to worry about overshadowing each other because each one of them are their own individuals. Harry is interesting, smart, very accomplished in his own right, and so is Meg. And so they don't even have to worry about overshadowing each other. That is not even a dynamic within their relationship because both of them are very, very capable people. I'm just saying. So, yes, I'm excited about this and I can't wait. It's March 30th through April the 2nd. Yes, in Washington, D.C. And this squatty posted about it and said, statesman Prince Harry will be the keynote speaker at the IAPP, the International Association of Privacy Professionals Global Summit in Washington, D.C. from March 30th to April 2nd. He's so busy. He is. Harry is always booked and busy. He is not lazy. He did not get the lazy gene. He did not. He is more of the Spencer gene. As y'all can remember, Princess Diana, she wanted to work. She got angry with them when they interfered in her work after her and Charles had separated and divorced. Yes, Diana was a hard worker, and Harry picked up that gene. He did. We can say now the other one did not. No, he's a Windsor. He lazy and dumb. I'm just saying. And Megan dropped some news today too. Look at this. We're getting chocolate for Valentine's Day. We are. It says a love letter in chocolate. Duchess Megan's As Ever and Composti's Valentine's Day collection. Chocolate is coming this Saturday. It won't last long. We know that. Yes, it's going to be some sharp elbows being thrown because it's not going to last. And boy, does it look delicious. Oh my goodness, so decadent and delicious. And this is what he said. I knew it. I knew it. Let's go as ever. Time kumpots for the win. Yes, let's go. It is going to be some sharp elbows thrown. It is because people are so excited. My timeline is spinning. Yes, everybody wants the chocolate. And I cannot wait to see the packaging. I wonder how that's going to look. I am excited. I'm going to be throwing me some elbows. And this squatty, these are two squatties talking to one another. And one squatty said, there are limited editions, so you're going to have to be in a hurry to not miss out. And this other squatty said, I know. I was quick with the last time because I was logged into my account, locked in and ready to go. I have no doubts that I'll secure those Valentine's Day bars of goodness. Yes, she has her plan in place and she is very confident that she is going to secure the chocolate. But all I can tell her is this: it is plenty of people who have plans and plenty of elbows to throw. So all I can say is get in where you fit in because everybody is going to be going for the chocolate bars. They are, because it is going to be a battle. Every man for himself and God for us all come Saturday. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This is a repost, and the original squatty posted this picture that Megan had posted on the As Ever official website, on Instagram. And it is such a beautiful picture. Look at it. And look what it says. It says, As Ever is more than a brand. It's a love language. And created by Megan, the Duchess of Sussex, As Ever welcomes you to the collection of products, each inspired by her long-lasting love of cooking, entertaining, and hosting with ease. Where is the lie? Megan is not new to this. She is true to this. She's been doing it all the way back to the TIG. And I love that she absolutely made that clear. And the squatty that posted this said, loving this shot of Megan on As Ever with her huge rock. Yes, look at that rock on Megan's left hand. Somebody's been a good girl. Yes, Harry is spoiling her. And let's be honest here, okay? Megan is an independent woman who makes her own bread. Yes, Megan absolutely fills her own pocket. So if she wanted a ring, she maybe bought it for herself. She didn't have to wait around for her husband to buy her anything. Megan's bank account is fat as well, but I love it. I do. And this squatty that reposted this said, I love the tagline that As Ever is more than a brand and that it's a love language. Megan's ethos and aesthetic for her business is thoughtful, elegance, and top notch on every level. Where is the lie? Yes, come on through, Megan. Look at this picture. Come on through, girl. And this squatty said, I love this shot of Megan. The hat looks funky fresh, and that massive diamond ring. We still don't have details on it. Yes, that big ring. It is something a marquee look like to me is the cut. But I'm sure we'll get the deets. Yeah, it'll come out sooner or later. She'll be on a panel and someone asked her about it, or she'll tell a story about it, and we'll get the details from there. But yes, somebody has gotten themselves something really, really nice. Now, I don't know if it came from Harry or if it came from herself, but does it really matter? It really do not matter. I love it. And I'm going to put this up. And this is what I was talking about in my intro about Kim K coming out and clearing up a lot of things when it came to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday concerning Prince Harry and Meghan. And this was in People. And the title of the article is Kim Kardashian breaks silence on why Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's photos were deleted after Kris Jenner's birthday party. Yes, and it's something is so simple, and they made it into such a big deal, like they do everything when it comes to Harry and Meghan. I must admit, it's starting to grate on my nerves. Harry and Meghan can't go and get a burger without them critiquing. Why did they stay in the drive-thru so long? Why they didn't buy everybody in the drive-thru line? Why didn't they treat everybody in the drive-thru and pay for everybody's burger? And on and on and on. They can't do anything. And this right here was something very simple that they made a huge controversy over. Writing article after article after article. That old thumbhead Tom Sykes, I mean, just went in just like he was there at the party. And it's so unnecessary. It really, really is. And I must say, sometimes it does grate on my nerves. And this is what she said in the article. It says, it was really innocent. This is what Kim K said. It was really innocent, which is so crazy. Mom and Meghan has been friends for some years now. There you go. And we got article after article after article how Harry and Meghan was snubbed. Yes. And we all know Harry and Meghan are the ones who are bringing the gravitas to wherever they show up at. Not Kris Jenner and Kim K. Not them. It's just so many people that look at them with the side eye. Harry and Meghan associating with Kris Jenner is really elevating Kris Jenner. Let's not get it twisted. It's not the other way around. And if anybody would get snubbed, it would be Kris Jenner. Those people are just trash with money. Let's be honest, they are. And for Harry and Meghan to show them any kind of favor is definitely a win-win for them, not for Harry and Meghan. So if you're looking for the winners in this, it is the Jenner Kardashian crowd. Yes, they're getting way more out of it than Harry and Meghan, because Harry and Meghan's association with them, it doesn't bring anything with it. But their association with Harry and Meghan absolutely elevates their brand. Don't get it twisted. She went on to say, and they have a really sweet relationship, meaning Meghan and Kris Jenner. She says, that sucks. It was just made into something that was so crazy and ridiculous that just didn't have to be. And that's what Kim K said. But we all know the flying monkeys are looking for anything. They are looking for the scraps. They are looking for the crumbs that have fell off the table of Harry and Meghan. Anything that they can make anything out of, because those left behinds over there can't get arrested if they robbed a bank. So they have to go where they have a chance of getting fed. Yes, meaning that they have to go to Harry and Meghan and pick up the crumbs, anything that they can to make something out of. I'm just saying. And this squatty posted about it and said Kim Kardashian spoke on Prince Harry and Meghan's Photogate on her sister Chloe in the Wonderland podcast. The UK media has pathetically gone after everything Harry and Meghan, while they're silent on the scandal-laden royal family, which makes their vile propaganda more obvious. Where is the lie? Where is it? I mean, there's so many stories over there that could be written that would absolutely blow the lid off of the global news, but they refuse to write it. It's not because they don't know about it, it's because they refuse to write it. Fleet Street is a joke. It really is. It is a joke and should be treated as such. And this squatty says, now there it is from the horse's mouth. No stamping feet or threatening legal action because of something that shouldn't have been posted. It was all about respect for Remembrance Day. There it is. That is the reason why the pictures were pulled. That was the reason why the pictures were deleted off of her Instagram and Kris Jenner's Instagram, because it was out of respect for Remembrance Day. Harry and Meghan had attended the party during the weekend of Remembrance Day, and they didn't want it to seem like they were being disrespectful. So they pulled the pictures. What's the big deal? And let's not forget, Willie and Kitty skipped VJ Day services completely, leaving Charles and his horse sitting there looking real stupid. They threw a post up on X and pretended like they cared in it, and it was so disingenuous. Everybody criticized it. Everybody criticized the whole post and them not showing up for the vet. So miss me with your nonsense. And this squatty posted and said, I'm glad Kim Kardashian clarified the confusion around the photos of Harry and Meghan at Kris Jenner's birthday party. Now, I don't agree with this squatty. I really feel that Kim K could have kept her mouth shut. It was already dead and buried. She should have left it there. But to me, this is how these Kardashian roll. They are always clout chasing. And I really feel that this was her attempt to get some kind of eyeballs on this podcast. They are always using every hook and crook to get people's eyeballs on them. And their fame has started to wane. And I really feel this was her opportunity to use Harry and Meghan to get some attention. Now, that's the way I feel about it. It could be that I just don't like them like that. And so everything they do is sus to me. But that's the way I feel about it. I think she should have shut up. A good friend would have let sleeping dogs lie. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but that's the way I feel about it. And this particular squatty posted what Kim K has said and then said this. So yet another thing Tom Sykes got wrong. He said that Harry and Meghan's camp put out the whole story about Harry and Meghan not signing the consent form to have pictures released, and that's why the photos was taken down. The whole thing was just a manufactured outrage created by the media. Let me clarify that. The British media, because the American media did not pay it any mind. We had bigger fish to fry, not this nonsense that the British media is on. They're always on the BS. They always are on the bullshit. And all the toadies and the derangers were saying that Harry and Meghan weren't even invited to this party. And we find out that Harry and Meghan, at least Meghan, is good friends with Kris Jenner, which I kind of, it kind of made me throw up a little in the back of my throat just knowing that. Because I cannot take Kris Jenner, but I digress. Yes. So they had that out saying that Harry and Meghan had just absolutely just showed up. The Hags was talking about they were gate crashing, that they wasn't even invited. I mean, it's crazy what these people do. I mean, it was just so many lies swirling around when in actuality, that's all they were, was lies. These people just create all these lies to make themselves feel better. I mean, it is all about them. They don't care if it's the truth or not, just so they can feel better about being the biggest losers that you possibly can be, because all you do is sit at home and rage and create lies about a woman who is in Montecito minding her business and living her best life. I mean, you have to be completely a loser to do that day after day after day, posting and just marinating on the fact that she got the life that you wanted. And now here you are, nothing more than an internet troll. How pathetic. I'm just saying. And I'm going to post this. This is a repost, and this squatty posted an article, and her ex-husband was on a podcast, and he was asked about Jessica and Megan's friendship. Now, he wouldn't speak very much on it, but he did go on to confirm that Jessica and Megan are still friends. Not the whole narrative that all of these trolls, all of these ugly old hags, all of these derangers, all those flying monkeys across the pond have perpetrated the lie that Megan dropped Jessica because Jessica got into a situation. And so they want to say that Megan is a fair weather friend. When things go bad, when they take a left, she takes a right. But in actuality, Jessica and Megan are in a good place. Now he said he wasn't gonna speak for Jessica because he knows when you you can't speak for your ex-wife. You can barely speak for your wife, but when she's your ex-wife, you need to chill. But he did confirm that. And this particular squatty posted the article. As you can see, it says Jessica Mulroney's ex gives surprising update on stylist relationship with Meghan Markle. And this squatty that posted that said this: I always find it funny when Meghan's hate account narratives get shut down twice in one day by people who are actually involved. And tabloid spin is and always will be trash. Where's the lie? And they're referring to the Kim K. She shutting that you know what down, and now Jessica Mulroney's ex shutting that lie down as well. And this squatter reposted that and said, I've always said the relationship with Jessica is low key. Same way no one knew Sophie Gregory's Trudeau's and her children went to the Sussex's home in Montecito. We only know because Megan mentioned it on Archetypes. Exactly. Exactly. And as you can see in this story, this is what he said. He said, from what I understand, they are on positive terms. Yes, he couldn't just say anything because this is his ex-wife, but he did say enough to let people know what has been being said is nothing but a pack of lies. I love it. I love when we have receipts. I love when their lies are exposed. And I'm going to put this up. We're going to talk about Kitty a little bit because Kaiser wrote this article about Kitty and Kitty up there in Scotland, her and Willie. And they are saying that she wore this coat that she designed. This is what Kaiser said. Kaiser said Princess Kate designs her bespoke blue tartan coat in Scotland this week. Yes, this is the coat. This is the coat they say Kitty designed. And of course, all you have to do is go back and look and find the receipt that everything that comes out of Kensington Palace is pretty much a lie, because she has worn a coat just about exactly like this one. And this squatty posted it and said, seriously, it is exactly the same as this one. It is the same as all her coat dresses. Exactly. This is almost the exact coat that they're saying she designed in blue, but here it is in brown. The only difference is the pockets. Now we can go and say, yeah, she maybe even designed that coat, but we all know that everything Kitty does, she steals. So this particular coat was pretty much ripped off from the one she had before. I don't know who the designer is, but she ripped him off. She proceeded as ripping him off, and now she's taking credit for a coat that she just pretty much changed the pockets. This is her all over again. Yes, her and Willie never have an original thought in their head. They never have. And I am pretty confident in saying they never will. Here it is. And I'm going to put this up. This particular squatty is talking about Kaiser's article about Kate designing her coat. And he said, my favorite quote about the coat Kate designed, it's so true. And let's read what this particular squatter has posted. He says, similar to the basic nature videos and the basic piano recital and the basic photography, I understand her wanting to dabble in art and music as a hobbyist. It's fun at any age, but not while these very low-level hobbies are being spun to the public as some kind of artistic achievement. They do better to tweak the messaging to she does it for a lark, or tie it into an overall mental health initiative, and let's look at our future rulers' immense talent, oh peasants. Exactly. They always try to prop her up. Everything she does is extraordinary. She drives a car. Oh, how extraordinary that is. She's able to drive herself. She takes a picture. Oh, how extraordinary her photography is. She walks in the woods and look and walk and walk and look. And oh my goodness, how extraordinary she is to take interest in nature, and on and on and on. But in actuality, she is just being herself, which is mediocre. And they want to try to sell her as extraordinary. And that sale is just not happening. That dog will not hunt. When will they understand that? And like this commenter said, they need to change the messaging, because it is not going to work, them trying to sell Kitty as an exceptional person. It's just not going to happen. How can it? You have to believe your eyes. And our eyes are telling us she is mediocre. And here is a perfect example of that. Look at this article. And it's about something that Kitty has done that every woman do. Something very mundane, but yet and still they want to try to prop her up and present her as extraordinary. And this is the title of the article. It says Kate Middleton pulls off a surprise hair change mid-outing. Yeah, she braided her hair. I kid you not. It says the Princess of Wales switched up both her hairstyles and her outfit during an away day in Northern England. I cannot. Now, as you can see, the Daily Fair wrote about it, and so did the Daily Beast. I mean, something as mundane as you braiding your hair up, plaiting your hair up. I mean, women do that all the time. Especially if you have little girls, you're doing it to your little girls all the time. But for some reason, any mundane thing that Kate does, any mediocre thing that she does, they try to make it into a big deal because they know she is mediocre, but they don't understand. They do her no favors because we laugh at this. This is ridiculous. Can you imagine? And I'll tell you something that's really ridiculous about it. They absolutely fall for the whole thing themselves. Y'all remember when Harry and Meghan was working roles and they went up north? I can't remember where it was. And they went before Willie did his engagement. And he got mad because he had a new haircut and he really thought that that new haircut was going to be the lead in all the rags. But Harry and Meghan went up north and did an engagement, and that right there took over all the front pages. Y'all remember that? And Harry wrote it in Spare that he was upset about that. It was either Harry writing about it in Spare or it was Jabbo writing about it in his book, Catherine. I can't remember which. If y'all know which one it was, please put it in the comments. But y'all remember what I'm talking about? When he got so upset that Harry and Meghan took over the front pages because he thought because he had did a haircut, a new buzz cut, that was going to be the lead because he was the heir. And they believe this nonsense. I mean, they don't understand how mediocre all this stuff is. The bar has been set higher now, and y'all are failing. Y'all are way, way, way subpar. A haircut or a braid is not going to do it. People are not going to praise you or feel like they should absolutely exalt you for doing mediocre tasks. I'm just saying. And this squatty reposted one of these ridiculous articles that they wrote about Kate's hair. This one is titled Princess Kate, Let Down Your Hair, Looking Pretty with a Plait. It's a rare sight to see the Princess of Wales with her hair in a braid, a sensible choice as she was visiting Wakefield's Rugby League club this afternoon. This squatty posted that article and said, wow, a braid. Someone alert the history books. The way Kate is praised for absolute basics, while Meghan is vilified for existing and excelling, is wild. The double standards are loud, tired, and very obvious. Shame on all of you. Exactly. Exactly. Meghan is building a $1 billion business, and Kate is getting praised because she put a braid in her hair. I kid you not. This is what we have to deal with on these internet streets. I mean, come on. It is ridiculous. I'm like this squatty. Wow, a braid. Alert the history books. And I also wanted to put this up by Not My King because they are talking about the burial pole. Look what it says. It says Katie's motorcade was bigger than the crowd. So nobody lined up to see Kitty. And here's another shot of the burial pole. And Not My King said this. Once again, the crowd barriers saved the day for the most popular role. Yes, nobody showed up for Kitty. Can you believe it? I can believe it. I really can, because we all know the barrier poles do not lie. Men lie, poles lie, but the barrier pole never lies. It absolutely do not. And Not My King came through one last time and was talking about how Kitty, she's running back again. She absolutely had to find someone to run to. And so she ran to this person who was behind this car. She is trying to make that move her own. She is. The move she stole from Megan. Let's not forget that. And Not My King said this: keep your hands in your pockets. If there is a danger, Katie will try to shake your hand. Look at her. She ran over there. Nobody was out. Look at those people just casually walking down the street. And Kitty is running over there trying to find somebody to shake their hand so she can do that move, so she can get that money shot. She is ruthless. She is. Her and Willie are the same. They are the same. They are different sides of the same coin. The same phony coin at that. And a squatty came up under there and they said, why is she running everywhere? They need to adjust her medication, in my opinion. Yes, something is going on. And look at that hair. She got enough hair there to supply every woman in the United Kingdom. I'm telling you, she could give a wig to every woman in the United Kingdom and still have plenty left over. And this other squatty came up under there and said, that hair is wild. It is. Look at that. I mean, she is absolutely losing it when it comes to piling those wigs on top of her head. To me, that's a sign of insecurity, deep insecurity. When you pile on the makeup and you pile on the hair, you are deeply insecure. I'm just saying. And this squatty right here pretty much says it doesn't matter what Kitty does. She will never, ever, ever be seen as nothing more than the woman who smiled in the face of the one that shall not be named. This squatty said the smile was a choice and one that will live in infamy. What y'all think about that? I think so too. I agree with this squatty. She is never going to get past this, because what is going to happen? This regime is going to get worse and worse and worse. And anybody who has debased themselves to be in his presence will live to regret it. Yes, just like the man who had the little mustache. And we all know anybody who had been associated with him or took a picture with him, they regretted it. And that is the same. I'm calling it out. It is the same as with this one who shall not be named. And I agree with this squatty. It is going to be infamous. She will never, ever, ever live this one down. And I'm going to put this up because it looks like Charles had the premiere of his new documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I do. And the title of it is Finding Harmony, A King's Vision. Yes, and he had it over there at Windsor Castle. You know, they have really started to use Windsor Castle. Why? Because they don't want to do nothing in London, because the barrier pole just absolutely eats them up. And so they have started to do everything at Windsor Castle. Have y'all noticed that? Because every time they do something in London, it just don't shake out right, does it? Just like that Christmas flop that Kitty did. Nobody showed up for that. Nobody even cared. The barrier poles were absolutely brutal. But yeah, now they've started to do things at Windsor Castle. And evidently the person who did the photographing of this whole event, his name is Aaron Chown, and he posted about it. He said, a privilege to photograph King Charles III and his horse, Queen Camilla. I added the horse part. Attending the premiere of Finding Harmony, A King's Vision at Windsor Castle. The documentary outlines Charles' philosophy of harmony, which encourages people to see themselves as part of nature, not apart from nature. Yes, he posted about it, but I tell you what, he got ate up. He did. He got ate up. They said, how in the world is this man talking about nature, and he is the same man that had his Bentley flown all the way over to Paris so he could ride in it? Yes. They ate him up. And this is an example. This squatty came up under that post and said, finding harmony with not one member of his children or grandchildren. You heard it. It wasn't nobody there but Charles and his horse. But we also know that this family is not a family, it's a firm. And Charles probably didn't want Willie or Kitty there because they would overshadow him. They would take the limelight away from him. And as for Charles, that is more important to him, the limelight, than it is to have the support of his son, having his son there, having his daughter-in-law there, having his grandchildren there. It is. It's more important to him than that. It's more important than anything. I mean, it is crazy how these people have such warped views of life and family. I mean, it is crazy, but I am willing to bet you Charles didn't want Willie there. He didn't want Kitty there. He didn't want his grandchildren there. He definitely did not want Harry and Meghan and those babies over there because he wants to be on the front pages. And to him, that is the most important. I'm just saying. And this squatty posted about it and said, one, I thought it was unroyal to make a documentary. Y'all remember when it was unroyal to do that? And now they can't stop themselves. They can't help themselves. It's been documentary after documentary after documentary coming from Kensington Palace, coming from Buckingham Palace. And this is Charles's, I know, second documentary that he's done. We all know the horse did one on domestic violence, and then Kitty did hers. Yeah, she did hers, that nature series that she did. And Willie has done about 2 or 3 himself. Ever since Harry and Meghan signed with Netflix and start doing documentaries, they have been on a tear copying Harry and Meghan in the whole documentary genre. I kid you not. And it says number 2, I thought it was unroyal to mingle with Hollywood celebrities. Now, I don't know if it was some Hollywood celebrities there at this premiere. I don't know. But if they were there, you best believe they was paid to be there. And one thing about this family, they don't have any qualms in paying celebrities to be where they're at. They all said that everybody wants to be around them. No, they have to pay the celebrities to be around them. I'm just saying. And then it says number 3, why isn't your echo hypocrite son and heir William celebrating alongside you? Well, we talked about that earlier. I don't believe Charles wanted him there because they're having problems anyway. And we all know that Charles is a very self-centered and self-focused individual, and he wants the spotlight on him and the horse. So I don't even think if they were on good terms, Willie would have been welcome there. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I think that would be true. And this what he said, everyone turned up to support Charles's nature documentary except his heir and his wife. Odd, considering nature is supposed to be Kate's thing. But don't worry, the British media, the senior spinners will insist this is all perfectly normal and no tension between the palaces. Where is the lie? Yes, they will cover for them, they will cloak for them, and they will pretend like everything is just a-okay. And we all know, nah, not so much. And I want to put this up because Sophie is out and about. Look like Sophie is in Peru. Who knew? Who knew? Sophie be all over the place, and at the end of the day, nobody cares. You don't even know she is on tour until it's all over and somebody maybe post about it, because they don't write about it. They don't go with her. That whole royal reporters, they don't follow Sophie anywhere. But Sophie is in Peru and she met with the ambassador of Peru. And this particular squatty posted about it, and it says, "Hello, is Sour Sophie using Botox too? And that dress is ugly." Is she off to Peru again? Yeah, she is actually in Peru. So yeah, Sophie is not looking well. I don't know what's going on with Sophie. And here is a bigger picture of Sophie. Look at her. She looks horrible. She looks horrible. And I agree with this squatty. That dress is ugly. And that jacket looks like it's straight out of Walmart. I kid you not. I bought one from Walmart that looks just like that with the skirt. So Sophie, I'm telling you, she looked atrocious. The way she's dressed and her hair and her face. When did Sophie's face get on the floor like this? And her hair, where Kitty is piling the hair off, Sophie's hair is coming out. Do you think Kitty is stealing Sophie's hair and making wigs out of it? Because Sophie doesn't have any hair and Kitty has piles and piles of hair. All I can say is, look like Kitty would, do Sophie a solid and at least give her one of her wigs, because Sophie's hair is thinning. I'm telling you, I can read the Daily Mail through that hair. I'm just saying. Y'all, let me move on. I'm getting too messy. I'm gonna put this up, and it looks like another hater, another Megan hater, another ugly old hag has received a candle. She is saying without a wig, and her name is Dana Bowling. I've never heard of the troll, but here she is talking about Meghan Markle does it again. And this squatty reposted that and said, such a coincidence that only Megan haters are receiving candles without wigs. Isn't that a coincidence? It is. I'm telling you, it is always the haters. All I can say is I wish this was true. I know it's not true, but I wish it was true. I wish Megan was this petty, because why are you ordering candles from someone you say you hate? Why are you doing this review? Why are you just so into your feelings about what Megan is up to? So if Megan sent you a candle without a wig and she was petty as I am, I would love that SHIT. I'm going to tell you, I would love it. Megan is a queen. She would absolutely reign supreme if she did that. But I know she didn't. I know she didn't. She is not as petty and messy as I am. So yes, the haters are doing this nonsense again. We all know that Dan Wood said he received one, and that man who has a hairline at the back of his neck, that Link Lauren, he said he received one. Yes, it's just the haters. I think it's a few other. Just the haters, just the haters. And this particular squatty posted about it and said, this was the clue. Even before seeing the wig hole, the box was open before recording. Look, it's so obvious she is doing this for clicks and hate and saying it's a freebie from Netflix. Girl, please. Why would Netflix be giving her anything? I mean, and here she is making this video, and I hope she sees mine because I'm going to call her head. That head she got is like a crystal ball. I can see her future in her forehead. And her future is she is just about to get drugged up and down these internet streets. That's her future. That's what I see in that crystal ball of a forehead of her. But y'all, I cannot with these people. Talk about she got a freebie from Netflix. Netflix don't have anything to do with Megan's business except being a partner. They ain't gonna give you nothing like that. The lies, the lies. But as you can see, her pretending like she's just opening the candle, and you can see where she has already opened it. Liar, liar. Like I said, I see her future in that crystal ball forehead, and she is a liar. All right, y'all. I want to end on a positive note. And when I saw this, I just knew I had to put it in my podcast. And this is from the Sussex Legacy Vault. And they just received their products from Megan. And look at the haul. Look at it. I mean, spreads and tea and you name it. I mean, it's everything there. She even got the Harper Bazaar magazine cover. Yes, look at her haul. I am so jealous. She got the honey, she got the crepe mix. Oh, and she even got the wine. Oh my goodness. I love it. And this is what she said. She said, I am so grateful as ever goodies delivered to my home by a Sussex sister. Your kindness is truly appreciated. With a kiss. Yes, look at that. Oh, I love it. She got a haul. She got a haul, y'all. I'm so jealous, but I'm happy for her. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Sorry for being so messy today. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.